Okay, this video is on 10.3a, subtracting polynomials. So, what we're going to do today is similar to what we did the rest of the week, but we're going to subtract the polynomials, and that's going to require us to do a couple things. First, like in this first section, is distribute a negative sign. That way we can turn things into addition problems, which are usually easier than subtraction problems. The second thing is we need to combine like terms, and we'll get to that in a couple different problems here. So, when it says distribute the negative, that means we need to multiply all these terms by -1, essentially. Oops. The easiest thing to think about is that you just need to change all the signs in front of all the terms. So this first term, x squared, when we distribute the negative, that becomes negative x squared. Our second term is plus 3x. Well, distributing the negative makes that minus 3x. And the last term is plus 4. Well, distributing the negative makes that minus 4. So all the signs there change. And that is how we are going to change these problems into addition problems. This piece right here, the minus this second term, we just need to distribute this negative, and then we can add all those terms. So that's going to start with us keeping the first term the same. So it's going to be x squared minus 2x plus 5. And then we want to add this second term. And for us to add the second term, we have to distribute that negative into all of the terms. So the first term is 4x cubed. So by distributing that negative, we get negative 4x cubed. Second term is plus x. So distributing the negative, we get minus x. And the last term is plus 2. By distributing the negative, we get minus 2. And that is how we change it into an addition problem. Alright, now let's practice combining like terms. In number 9, we have 5x squared plus 4x squared. We know they are like terms because they both have an x squared. So we can combine them. 5x squareds plus 4x squareds gives us 9x squareds. Alright. Again, combine like terms, but now it gets more complicated because not all of them are like terms. We have an x squared here. There's no other x squared in this polynomial, so we have to leave that as x squared. But the 3x term and the minus 7x term, they are like terms. They both have an x, and so we can combine them into one term with an x. 3x minus 7x is minus 4x. And then finally this 9, it doesn't have an x associated with it, and there are no other terms that have an x, so it just stays by itself. And that's our final answer. Let's flip to the and we'll do one more problem. Now we have to do the full thing, subtract the polynomials. So the first thing we want to start with is leave our first polynomial the same, 3x squared minus 5, but then distribute this negative so we can have an addition problem. So it would be plus, and then negative 2x squared minus 5. Change the signs when we distribute that negative. So now there are two terms, like terms, that we can combine. We have two terms with x squareds, and we have two terms with no x's. So 3x squared plus negative 2x squared is just like 3x squared minus 2x squared. That leaves us with just x. And then we have negative 5 plus negative 5. So that's like negative 5 minus 5, which is minus 10. So that is our final answer, x minus 10, once we subtract those polynomials.